I can get it to load.
Oops. Okay, we are recording.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started because I want to record it and I didn't have it recorded before. That way people can watch the replay. So we're making shower steamers today, and these are super cool because when your head is stopped up or you just need to relax, you can take one of these and put them in the bottom of the shower, and then the steam from the hot water will rise and get into your lungs and your sinuses and help you breathe. We're gonna just start with our basic ingredients. You want to do that? Well, you can see we have this all over the kitchen counter.
Do we have?
Okay, hang on, I gotta look at the oven.
Did you set the timer? Yeah, it's fixing to go off. Okay. Basically, the ingredients that you need are super simple. You need 1 cup of baking soda, 1/3 of a cup of water, and the main ingredients as far as oils to help with the steam effect is tea tree and eucalyptus. I usually use globalus. I can't even pronounce it. But the other ones that you can use to add to it, depending on what issues you have, is you can use Raven to help clear with sinuses. If you need something for soothing, you add lavender. If you want to have clarity in the morning to help you get going, you can add clarity to it. Northern Light spruce is good. Orange is really good, or any other fragrance. But like I said, the main two to help with the steam is tea tree and eucalyptus, and then add a 3rd or 4th or however many you want, depending on the scent that you want. And then you mix all of those together, which we're fixing to do. Okay. And if you want to add a cup of baking soda.
Okay. Yeah, and I like to craft. This is kind of crafting for us. Okay.
And then 1/3 cup of water.
Okay. Okay. Can they see what we're doing? Oh yeah. You have it over there. Okay.
All right. And then you want to do 4 drops of the tea. I'm sorry. 3 drops of tea tree.
Okay.
And 4 drops of eucalyptus.
Okay, I forgot to show this to like the camera. I don't know. Here, let's do that. And these 2 are really great. How many? 4?
4
are good for sinuses. But tea tree is also good for any kind of fungus and things like that. So it will help with any kind of yeast buildup and that sort of thing as well.
And then you'll add 4 drops of whatever fragrance you want.
So we have orange. Orange is calming. Lavender is calming. Northern Lights black spruce is calming. We also, I was thinking too, if you're wanting something for emotions, you could use joy, because since the steam is going to go into your sinus cavities and you're breathing this in, your limbic system is right behind your forehead. So when oils go past that brain barrier, it reaches those emotions and will help you in that way as well. So let's go with Northern Lights Black Spruce. That's one of my favorites.
Okay.
How many of these? 4?
Four. Now, granted, if you don't feel like after you make them that it's strong enough, you can always add more.
I put 5.
Because some people are real sensitive to the smells and some people aren't. So it just kind of depends on the person as well. And when you mix it up, it's going to be, you don't want it too watery. You want it just kind of pasty, a thick pasty. But you want to stir it enough where you can incorporate the oils throughout, because you're going to put them into molds and you want to distribute the oil so it gets in each individual mold you make.
You think that has too much water? Is it too wet?
No, it'll be okay because it will evaporate in the oven. That's what we're going to do, is put it in the mold, which I have several different molds here that you can do. And
Whoops.
some of them are candy molds. And some of them are like cookie molds or any kind of silicone is good for the oven. And that's what we're looking for.
And it helps these things pop out without, falling to pieces, because if you try to do some other kind of mold that maybe is not silicone and doesn't have that flexibility, they're not going to pop out very easily.
Yeah, because you don't want to have to get a regular like muffin tin and have to oil it down to make it pop out, because then you're adding petroleum oil, or you could use vegetable oil, but you don't want that in your shower. So it's just easier.
You don't want it in your body either.
True.
Okay, so we're just spreading this around into each of the molds. And Gia said it doesn't have to be pretty.
Nope.
So you can see I just put a bunch in here, and man, this looks really watery to me.
If it looks like it's too watery, you can always add more baking soda to thicken it up. But it will evaporate in the oven. So
yeah, it will dry it up enough to solidify it, is what you're saying.
And it'll settle at the top too. When you press down into the molds, the water will come to the top. And if you feel better about like taking a knife or something and skimming it off, you can do that too.
Missed a whole big old glob there. Okay. This is
it's just really easy.
It is easy. I would have thought it would have been messier than what it is. Okay, I'm gonna put some of this back in here just because we have so much overflow.
Yeah.
And that way it's not. And yeah, what I like about it is you just scoop it off, and as long as you got some in the mold, it's going to do what it's supposed to do. I got to wash my hands.
Okay. Paper towel.
Oh, I have that over here.
If it still looks too runny, you're always welcome to just lay a paper towel over the top to help absorb some of the water. Just pat it lightly. See how it kind of taken away some of the water? And then we can take it now and put it in the oven. And because these silicone molds are made for the oven, they're not going to melt. So you don't necessarily even have to have a cookie sheet or anything underneath it. You just put it in your oven. And you want to set it at 350 degrees.
375.
Oh, 375?
Yeah, my oven cooks hot, so I have to set it 25 degrees less.
Okay. Well, it depends on your oven too. And then you want to set your timer for 20 minutes. And then once the timer goes off, you're going to pull it out, set it up like this.
Let me put this over
let it
here.
cool. And then like this one, I'm pushing from the bottom.
You want me to hold the phone?
And it
look
pops
at
out
that.
just like that. And you have a cute little rosette. And then these you can take and put in a jar to give to your friends. And it won't hurt even if some of them have crumbled, because I have some older ones in here that have crumbled over time. And it's okay, because you can take that same residue put it back in with a little bit more water and put it in your mold and you'll have some more. So it's super easy, versatile. These are cute enough that you can put in a little jar and to give to your friends or keep a stash in your bathroom. Like this one's a really larger one that I got out. And I haven't timed it to see how long it takes for them to dissolve. If you take a really quick shower, you might want to use a smaller one. If you like to take a little longer shower, you might want to make some bigger ones or put 2 small ones in there. Keep them kind of close to the drain so that the water will run off, and that way you don't have all the baking soda residue in the bathtub near your feet. Another good point is people that like to burn candles. These are really good glass jar candles, either made homemade or not, but they have a really good seal on the lids and they have really good large compact areas where you can clean out the residue of the candle by melting it. Then you run it through your dishwasher, which will sanitize it and get all of that petroleum and other chemicals from your store-bought candles out, and use them to put your shower soothers in.
Yeah, and we don't really do the store-bought candles because of all the chemicals in them, but we have had friends that do. So we get the jars from them if they're doing that. And the main reason that we're making a lot of this stuff is because the chemicals that are in shower steamers, bath bombs, candles, shampoos, any of that stuff is just not good for us. And I'm going to read a couple of these for y'all so that you know what we're talking about. You've probably seen products on the shelves that say paraben free, and parabens are a preservative and germicide. So those are found in a lot of the products that are in our stores. This particular chemical has actually been banned in Sweden and Japan, and it is not in the United States. So there's also things like the synthetic fragrances, which we've talked a lot about in Oily Ruckus, and we've talked a lot about with our friends and family, is that most synthetic fragrances are chemical based. And some of them even have sodium lauryl sulfate. So if you don't know what that is, go ahead and Google that, and there's a pretty good explanation on that. But this is something that can cause a lot of problems to all of your body systems. And I found this interesting. The sodium lauryl sulfate is used to degrease engines. And it just amazes me that they put that in our products. So as you're making your stuff, just think about how much healthier you're going to be. And also think about the people that you're giving these to. They're going to be so much healthier because you're thinking of them and loving on them and just giving them alternatives to make them healthier. Gia, do you have any other?
No, I'm just trying to get these, punch these out one-handed. It's a little hard one-handed.
Yeah, they come out really easily. It's just she's holding a phone. Here. Ooh, these are they're still warm a little bit, and they've been sitting for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But they're popping out really easily.
You can see how 2 of these small cookie molds that we got, actually I think they're candy molds. They 2 of them will fill up a jar this size, and I got this jar from Hobby Lobby for like $2.99. And so, and the molds I got off the clearance rack, but I think they're $3 or $4 a mold. So you could get a couple of molds, you could get a couple of jars, you could make a jar for yourself and then make little jars for each of your friends.
So this made roughly 20.
Yeah.
This recipe made 20 small ones. And you figure the cost of baking soda is super cheap, you know, water's free. And your oils, if you've ever calculated it by the drop, they're less expensive than you think they are. So like orange is a citrus oil. Do you know how much it is? I think it may be like 10 or $12. The citrus
So the
oils
large
are
one?
not expensive. And a large one has 90 drops. And when you take that down to a drop, it's super cheap and it's healthy. So these are not expensive to make. Do you guys have any questions? Oh, I need to unmute me.
I think you've answered, like, I wanted to know how many. So you said they make about 20, this
Yeah.
recipe.
The little candy molds, these little ones. And some of these I got on a clearance rack at Hobby Lobby, and some of them I just bought. Like if you go to Hobby Lobby, you can buy one and use your 40% off coupon, and it's not that expensive. And they rotate different, you know, like for Valentine's Day, these would be really good with the hearts.
The big molds, we were thinking maybe double your recipe for those because they're quite a bit bigger and they're deeper than what the other ones are. So you
Yeah,
got a
take
big
that
one.
lid off. You can kind of tell how much difference the size of them are. So the bigger molds, I did double to get a full, like this one. And it took me two to fill that up. And you know, if you find that you have excess left over from mixing your batch, you can always save it and add it in the next batch, or you can add less, or it just depends. You know, that's a good thing about baking soda. It's super cheap and versatile.
And we just filled up the silicone molds until we ran out. So we had like 1.5. You don't have to fill up the whole thing in order to make it. You got any other questions? No?
I have a question. I tuned in late, so I missed the quantity, the ingredients and the quantities. Could you repeat those, please?
Sure.
Yes, it's 1 cup of baking soda, 1/3 cup of water. You want 4 drops of eucalyptus, 3 drops of tea tree, and then 4 drops of a third that scent that you would like lavender, clarity, raven, whatever scent. But your main 2 ingredients are your eucalyptus and your tea tree. So if you'll have those 2, then you can add to it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Super quick and easy.
And next month, we are going to be making massage oil from a Lucy Libido recipe. And we will try to post out ingredients for that so that if you guys want to make that alongside us, you could do that because we've had some people asking about that. I guess we'll wrap it up. And we are glad that you tuned in with us, and go home and make some of these on your own and give them away and let us know how you like them.
And you're going to post the recording on YouTube?
Yes, I'll put it on YouTube, and then I will put the link in Oily Ruckus for anybody that wants to watch the replay. That way, if you need to watch it again, you can. All right, we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.